On the off chance that you're searching for HEX cost expectation scores for 2024, 2024, 2025, 2030 and need to know where the cost of HEX will go from here on out, we will break down the past costs of HEX and we'll figure out what specialists are talking about its future cost activities. Kindly remember that you want to take this expectation and each and every forecast with the goal that this is just the idea of some market master investigators. Also, anticipating something so wonderful is totally incomprehensible. Yet, we will make an honest effort. How about we start? As per the most recent information accumulated, the ongoing cost of HEX is $0.17 and HEX is right now positioned #253 in the whole crypto environment. The dissemination supply of HEX is 173,411,74,413 with a market cap of $303,326,876. In the beyond 24 hours, the crypto has been diminished by 0.57% in its ongoing worth. Assuming we analyze the ongoing business sector cap of the HEX with yesterday's, you can see that the market cap is additionally down. HEX is confronting a tough time jumping aboard with other crypto coins. The HEX is down to nearly 0.17% over the most recent 7 days. The coin is as yet showing gambling with outlining portions for recent days. The coin could areas of strength for have at the same time. We don't imagine that it would a productive resource in present moment. We anticipate future HEX cost expectation checks figure by applying profound computerized reasoning helped specialized examination on the past value information of HEX. We give our altogether greatest authentic information for the HEX coin, which incorporate numerous boundaries like past cost, HEX market cap, HEX volume, and hardly any more. Assuming that you are hoping to put resources into computerized cryptographic forms of money and need great profit from your speculations, try to peruse our forecasts. HEX value expectation outline. HEX is as of now estimated at $0.17 on the lookout. HEX is expected to arrive at a most extreme cost of $0.38 continuously 2025. Our HEX long haul gauge for 2050 proposes HEX possibly going somewhere in the range of $1.59 and $1.83. The typical extended cost for HEX in 2030 is supposed to be $0.0197, with likely change somewhere in the range of $0.00 and $0.833. HEX is determined to arrive at a typical cost of $1.15 toward the finish of 2040. HEX value forecast 2024. The cost of one HEX is supposed to reach at any rate level of $0.922 in 2024. The HEX cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $0.95 with the typical cost of $0.223 all through 2024. HEX value expectation 2025. The cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at the very least degree of $0.33 in 2025. The HEX cost can arrive at a greatest degree of $0.038 with the typical cost of $0.933 all through 2025. HEX value estimate for 2026. The cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at any rate worth of $0.046 in 2026. The HEX cost could arrive at a most extreme worth of $0.56 with a typical exchanging cost of $0.48 all through 2026. HEX value forecast 2027. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of HEX, in 2027 the cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at the very least degree of $0.965. The HEX cost can arrive at a greatest degree of $0.78 with the typical exchanging cost of $0.067. HEX value forecast 2028. The cost of HEX is anticipated to reach at the very least worth of $0.93 in 2028. The HEX cost could arrive at a most extreme worth of $0.0113 with the typical exchanging cost of $0.096 all through 2028. HEX value forecast 2029. HEX cost is estimate to arrive at a most reduced conceivable degree of $0.0134 in 2029. According to our discoveries, the HEX cost could arrive at a most extreme conceivable degree of $0.0158 with the typical gauge cost of $0.0138. HEX value expectation 2030. HEX cost is gauged to arrive at a most minimal conceivable degree of $0.00 in 2030. According to our discoveries, the HEX cost could arrive at a most extreme conceivable degree of $233 with the typical estimate cost of $0.0197. HEX value gauge 2031. According to the gauge and specialized examination, in 2031 the cost of HEX is supposed to reach at the very least value worth of $278. The HEX cost can arrive at a greatest value worth of $0 with the typical worth of $0.025. Hex Value Expectation 2032. As per our profound specialized examination on past value information of Hex, in 2032 the cost of Hex is gauged to be at around a base worth of $0.388. The Hex value worth can arrive at a limit of $485 with the typical exchanging worth of $0.399 in IC. Hex Value Forecast 2033. According to the conjecture cost and specialized examination, in 2033 the cost of Hex is anticipated to reach at the very least degree of $565. The Hex cost can arrive at a most extreme degree of $668 with the typical exchanging cost of $585. Hex Value Conjecture 2040. Looking at verifiable execution gives setting. Yet it is vital to perceive that previous presentation isn't characteristic of future outcomes. According to the gauge and specialized examination, in 2040 the cost of Hex is supposed to reach at the very least value worth of $107. The Hex cost can arrive at a most extreme value worth of $132 with the typical worth of $115. Hex Value Gauge for 2050. Associations and joint efforts with laid-out organizations or enterprises can contribute fundamentally to standard acknowledgement. In view of our Hex cost expectation in 2050, the base anticipated cost is $159 and can reach as high as $183 for the year 2050. It can exchange at a normal typical cost of $165. Hex Value Conjecture Facts. What will be the Hex most noteworthy gauge cost for 2024? The Hex cost is supposed to arrive at a greatest degree of $-5 toward the finish of 2024. What is the eventual fate of Hex? The fate of Hex is profoundly reliant upon the general exhibition of the crypto business. With regards to putting resources into Hex, you really want to ensure that you are utilizing the right technique. This sort of speculation isn't appropriate for those with an awry gamble profile. Notwithstanding, still an incredible venture for those who have a high capacity to bear risk and a strong monetary position. Notwithstanding its theoretical nature, Hex likewise offers openness to a worldwide innovation and a steadily developing biological system. Is Hex a wise speculation? Hex's worth is supposed to keep on growing, as lack will in general energize cost rise. If it's not too much trouble, note, there is a gamble to any speculation. Simply put resources into what you can achieve prior to arriving at any resolutions and direct the greatest examination conceivable. What amount will Hex be worth in 2030? As far as cost, Hex has an exceptional potential to arrive at new levels. Estimate Hex will increment in esteem. As indicated by unambiguous specialists and business experts, Hex can stir things up around town cost of $0.33 till 2030. What amount in all actuality does Hex expense in 2025? The cost of Hex will increment as additional financial backers engage in the task. In year 2025, Hex will be worth about a normal cost of $0.33. What is the Hex cost today?